Welcome back to Pop Culture Explosion. This is Mike, and I'm here with Paul.
Here at Pop Culture Explosion, we play the video games in the 90s. We watched the Lara Croft played by Angelina Jolie in the... I'm not sure when those movies came out. And then we have this. Mike, what are we talking about today?
Today, we're talking about Tomb Raider 2018. Alicia Vikander.
Yeah, I haven't seen this movie, Mike. You did. Now, I have to say, Mike, you've played the video games, you've watched all the movies, you are a fanboy. So I think this will be a good spoiler-rich video. So if you haven't watched it, there's not going to be that many spoilers, so it's not that big of a deal. So, you know what, Mike? Let's just dive into this, okay?
Mm-hmm. If you haven't seen it, what's the matter with you? Shame on you.
Then shame on me, Mike, because I did not see this movie, and it's not on my radar. So, Mike, looking back, now I did watch the Angelina movies of this. How would you rate Angelina's Tomb Raider versus today's reboot?
Well, I gotta tell you, I can't really compare the two. You're talking about like different eras, even. But Alicia Vikander is no Angelina. Okay, well, let's just start with that, right? That's just going into it. We know this, right? Angelina's a bona fide movie star. She has the it factor. She's got all the sexy. She's in the badassery. I mean, you can't do better. It's kind of like Heath Ledger as the Joker. You can't do better than that, right? So moving on from that, now we can have the conversation, And at first, I wasn't buying, Vikander as Lara Croft. I wasn't feeling it. Let's just say that. And especially even into the first 20 minutes of the movie, I wasn't feeling it. But it grew on me, and I'm down. I am down with this. I had fun. So
what you're saying is you need to take this movie with an open mind, and realizing that we have another actress, and she's going to play this character to the best of her ability. So, Mike, we both acknowledge that we have two different actresses. They had two different interpretations of the role. And is it fair to say that you are pleased with both of their performances?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, you can't beat Angelina. But Alicia, I mean, her rugged factor definitely is on par.
And she's an attractive young woman, and she does have her own type of sex appeal as well. And from the trailers that I saw, she seemed really gritty, and she seemed tough, and she did seem fearless.
Yeah.
All right, well, great. Now, Mike, you've played and you own almost all the Tomb Raider games. So, like I said, I can assume that you're a fanboy.
Yeah.
How did this movie match up with your expectations, playing all the games and also watching the past movies?
Well, the way that I look at this is the last two games, the Tomb Raider 2013 and then the Rise of the Tomb Raider games, were considered a reboot. And so they've kind of changed Lara in a bit. The persona, the look, the character is a bit different than the old school look. So this Alicia actress is more of the last two games. Like they're trying to make her like that. So it kind of works well. It's kind of from her look and everything, like the tank top and the pants and the whole deal, and the weapon that she uses. So yeah, they're pretty faithful to these last couple of reboot games.
Now, I judge most movies on the quality of the bad guy. If I love to hate the bad guy, there's a really good chance I'm going to really enjoy the movie. How was the bad guy in this movie?
That would be Walton Goggins. I knew him from Hateful Eight. He plays Matthias Vogel. So I want to say that he had a lot of potential. He was a cold-blooded murderer type character. You don't mess with him. He had some good acting chops. I think they could have done more with him. But he was good. He was a good adversary. I think that he stepped up to the plate. I think that there's just something fell a little bit short, though, I think.
Did he have good motivation for being a bad guy, for being what he was doing?
Yeah, I would say so. The main antagonist shadow, government thing or whatever that was in the background had left him on this island for 7 years. So the guy's going nuts because he can't find, the I'm not going to give away everything, but what he was looking for, they couldn't really find it, and they needed Lara's dad, and he wouldn't give it up. And so Lara shows up on the island. He uses her to get at it. So his motivations were there. He wanted to get back to his family. He had been there for 7 years. He's at the end of his rope. He's going to do whatever he can. So, yeah, I thought he had good motivation.
Okay. So again, we want to also look at the writing and the directing. Actors have no control over that. This is a popcorn film. This is a brainless movie, in my humble opinion. But how do you look at the writing and the direction of this movie?
I think it was good. I think it was a well-made film. It wasn't overly long. They took the time to set it up. The plot wasn't all complicated, and you're like, huh? You didn't have to scratch your head too much with it. It was pretty straightforward. So aside from it's a fun popcorn movie. I mean, I think it was just well made. It gave you just enough of those elements with the storytelling, where it wasn't confusing and etc. So it was good.
So if you want just a mindless, I want to be entertained for 90 or 100 minutes, sounds like this might be your movie. So Mike, final thoughts.
Final thoughts was skeptical, very skeptical at first, but upon watching it, I thought it was well made. Alicia Vikander delivered. I want to see more. They did spend time setting up a sequel for sure. So yeah, it was good overall. I would say I would give this a solid 7.5.
You know what? I did not see this movie, and after this conversation, I am reevaluating my planning, and maybe I should go see this movie. But hey, we have Ready Player One coming out this weekend, and that's definitely on my list. So hey, everyone, I hope you like this spoiler-free, spoiler-filled kind of hybrid of a video. And if you enjoyed this video, hey, smash that like button. And if you didn't like this video, you know what? It's all good. Hit the dislike button. We're big boys. We can handle it. And hey, for future content, hit that subscribe. Oh, and there's a little bell in there. Hit that too for notifications. If you do any of those things, we'll give you your own very 2-set double-bladed guns. Mike, we can do that, right? That's not like a ATF thing. Fine, whatever. Well, hey, everyone, thank you for watching, and
peace out.